Old cock over here.
Because I wrote, I need people to wake me up. I've needed it my whole life. It's my crypto night. And then I put, ha.
Why? I like the spontaneity of a conversation. But it is difficult to stay. At least have the topics. Because sometimes we talk too much. Because we talk all the time. We see each other every day.
Yeah.
So when we come in here, if we're all talked out, it's like, yeah.
Did you see?
No.
Well, and it's very easy for both of us to get talked out because you work with your clients. I work with my clients and candidates and my fucking crazy loving coworkers. And by the time we get here, we're just like, fuck you. But to each other. But I meant to say this in the last one. Did I tell you about that stupid, it's about national parks. It's like a bunch of like this, there's like 3 white people and
oh, no.
They fucking have a GoPro and they go to these national parks and it's really beautifully filmed. It really is.
Okay.
Looks good. However, their acting and their stupid little shit that they do is so obnoxious.
Are those those suggested? I don't know if you get these because everyone's algorithms are different.
No, it's on Netflix.
No, I'm just saying. I'm comparing.
Well, I guess Netflix has an algorithm.
Comparing it to the videos that pop up on my Facebook, where they're like fake magic.
Yes.
Or they're like, come here, I want to show you something. And it's like a weird prank. And they're like, oh my God, what is happening now? I did not expect what was going to happen.
This one, it's more organic. Like I know.
It's a little more organic.
It's like they were trying, they're just not great at knowing that a camera is on them. Like it's like when a camera's on me and I get real fucking weird and I have to forget it's
tough
there.
when a camera's on you to act normal.
So there's
you start
like,
standing differently.
Yeah, like you can just tell they're uncomfortable. But like when they're doing the hiking and mountain climbing, it's very organic and it's cool and it's fun to watch. And it's just 3 people fucking out in the world going to national parks. And so it's whatever. It's cool. But it's just fucking, there's like these parts of it that I'm like, you really had to put that in there? I don't want to see you guys in a car. I don't really give a fuck about that. I'm watching this because I want to see the national parks that you went to. Because it's like they go to like 5 different national parks in a short amount of time.
Huh.
And so it's a neat idea. I just don't think it was executed correctly.
Yeah.
Whatever. They're making money off of it. So clearly they've done something right in their life.
Shit. Yeah.
But It's just weird.
If it's on Netflix.
It's like 1 girl and 2 dudes, and they're just fucking doing it the whole time.
Oh, it's a porno, yeah.
Yeah, it's like this crazy.
That sounds fun. And like a drone comes down, and you're like, that's the Grand
Right?
Canyon.
And then it's like doing
What's that white dot in the middle? And it's just like, oh, there's people humping.
Yeah. What's that white dot in the middle? What's that white beacon?
It's oscillating. What? No, have you seen, I heard Tom Green on Joe Rogan's podcast. So what he did, which is interesting, about 6 weeks ago or maybe more, he got one of those, it's basically the Dodge version of a Sprinter van. Sprinter van? Sprinter van?
Yeah.
And I guess they're wider. But he had this company outfit it for a bed, a kitchenette. It's a small RV.
Yeah.
And he's just taking it everywhere.
Compact RV.
Yeah, him and his dog. And he's doing drone footage and pictures of like ghost towns and canyons and national parks. And he's just by himself. He's doing a podcast out of it. And like weird
I mean,
stuff.
It makes sense, but like how many podcasts are out there in the world?
Oh, there's so many. But there's always room for more.
It's true.
I mean, if it's good, it'll percolate to the top.
I think I want to do a YouTube upholstery channel.
Yeah.
And I want to do it stoned. And I want to do it in my way of not listening to other people's critique and styles and then just like learning on my own.
Just figuring it out on the fly kind of thing. Yeah.
I think it'd be fun.
I think that'd be great. I really do feel like there's a lack. There's still this push, and it's in our culture from watching TV, from watching commercials and shit. But people still love organic, real shit.
Yeah.
Nothing produced, but you still see these weird, like, PG, like, I am doing this, and it's all glitzy, shiny, and everything's perfect and edited. But people still, I mean, obviously people love that, the realness of podcasts, unedited. People love real videos, and I think there's a lot of room still for those kind of things. Because if you look up bread baking recipes, like, I was looking for tips on sourdough. Some of these people are just so corny, and I get it. It's like, sourdough's for everybody, so it should be PG. And I'm like, that's great, but I'm an adult. I want an adult telling me, like, dude, don't fuck this up. Simple thing
like
you have
told
to.
You.
Yeah.
I basically was like, stop following this fucking bitches. You need to find some old ass Irish lady that's made bread in her fucking kitchen for years for her grandkids. And she just has a simple A to B on how to get to the fucking bread. Like,
well, it's always going to be complicated, but it helps having those.
It doesn't have to be that complicated. People complicate shit all the time. Your whole life is complicated. Everything's all fucked up all the time because we have these expectations. And really, you just got to go in and do it. And if it fails, you try again, and then it will probably come out correct in the next 3 times. It's and that's my TED Talk.
There it is.
That's motivational speaker.
But I like the genuine. I hate when I feel like I'm being sold a personality.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's like those like Today Show cooking segments, or
I hate those.
And they're like, well, you know, like we joke about it, like, what's the weather like, Amanda?
I like your fake weird laugh.
It's so gross.
It's funny.
I like when there's a, like, genuine, what's the word? Genuinity?
Genuinity.
Genuinity.
Oh, genuinity. You know who was awkward, but genuine?
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm thinking about them right now. Monty Python. I thought they were a very interesting and before their time.
Yeah. Well, they were
group.
They were very edgy when they came out too.
Ow.
I mean, it was still dry, but it was, you know.
I feel like they wanted to be a band, but none of them were like.
That's the biggest cliche. That is so true.
Good enough to be in a band, so they just nerded out.
Every comedian wants to be in a band, and every person in a band wants to be a comedian.
That's true.
It is so true.
Because I feel like Monty Python, their original play was like, we're going to be a band. And then they realized that none of them were talented enough for that, but then they had talent elsewhere as far as acting and producing and making comedy out of really bad situations. And I feel, like they just could have been a great band too. Who knows?
I think some of them do play instruments.
Not good ones, though. Like, one probably plays the kazoo professionally.
Well, a good example of that is, what's their names? I can't think of the names of the
it's
people
like a
that created
kazoo, a
it.
Tambourine, and a fucking xylophone.
Spinal Tap.
Oh, yeah, Spinal Tap's so good.
The people, basically, the guys that wrote it and directed it are members of the band. And those are all comedians. And they actually play those instruments.
Yeah.
They really played those instruments. They actually sang those songs.
I believe that.
Which makes it just so great. Mm-hmm. It's become a cult classic, but it really is.
But that's the thing. Like, you know that those guys played those instruments because they make jokes that are very relevant to musicians.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, it's 100% they mastered being musicians and comedians in the same realm. And it's because they took all of this stupid, ridiculous shit that people say as musicians and made it into a comedy. And
there's so many throwaway lines that people miss that, like, I die laughing to. Like, they're like,
I never watched that movie before you and I met. You're the first person to show me that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I know, it's shocking.
Well, I guess, you know, I don't know. It's become such a cult classic, but there's so many throwaway lines that are just absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
One of my favorites is, I don't know what they're doing, but they're rehearsing something. And, like, it's literally just like a throwaway line. They're like, yeah, I think it's sounding pretty good. Like, as before they cut to the next scene, he goes, yeah, but if The next time if it's on key, it'll be great. You know? It's like, oh my God. Oh God.
Yeah. I do
good
love
shit.
that shit. It's a good one. Well, that's like me and Young Frankenstein. I fucking love that movie.
It's a great movie.
There's so many weird little things in there that are just so funny.
There was. We watched it. Was it last Halloween we watched it? We didn't watch it this year.
I know. I was too depressed to watch it this year.
There was some subtleties that I like either forgot about or I've never seen, and I was like, "That's fucking hilarious." He was making like a eugenics joke. Like it was like a throwaway, like real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget what it was, but it was like very dark, and it was like, well, you know, something very underlying. But if you think of the context of what they were talking about, it was like, oh shit, that's really heavy. But it's just like this like small throwaway line that makes it hilarious.
You're thinking about. One of my favorite parts of that whole movie is where they're going through the different stages of a fresh head. And it's going down the line. And then his eyes are there.
That guy's the best.
I got nobody. Yakata ya. He's so crazy.
That's got there's all these there's slapstick in it, but there's a bunch of like like just simple joke format, like
the werewolf. It's so stupid. And seriously, some of the jokes in there are just so dumb and so ridiculous, but they're so funny.
But it covers a spectrum of like joke intelligence too.
Yeah.
There's the obvious stuff on top, and then there's like all these layers underneath.
They do. They have some really good ones.
Yeah, I remember watching it last year, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is like."
It's a great movie.
It's smart.
To be honest, I always forget. I don't know if because usually when I start that movie, I think up until I was like 18, I would watch it sober. And then once I hit 18, I smoked a shit ton of weed and would watch it every year. And I don't know what happens in that time, but I always forget that middle part where he's singing and they're like on the stage together.
Oh yeah.
I always forget about that whole entire transition into that part where he's becoming like a person.
Oh yeah.
And then every time I watch it, it's like I'm watching it for the first time every time. It's fantastic.
So good.
It's so good. It's such a good movie. If you haven't watched it, you should.
What's his name? Gene Hackman?
Gene Wilder.
Gene Wilder. Thank you.
Yep.
Gene Hackman. Who's that? Anyways.
It's another guy.
It's another dude.
It's another person.
Fuck that guy. No.
But yeah, there's some good stuff in there.
Some good stuff in there. There's a lot of. I want to start revisiting some movies. Mm-hmm. Some of the Woody Allen movies. You know, I know we tried to cancel him because he married his stepdaughter. But you know what? They're still together, and sometimes child molestation is love.
Ew. No, Marty.
J.K. Rowling.
Fucking
Jesus.
never, J.K. Rowling. She hates trans people.
Did you see what she said? It wasn't that crazy.
No, it wasn't. I didn't think it was that crazy, but in this day and age...
Yeah, you go watch P's and Q's.
Really should have fucking not said it.
Not tweet her that stuff.
Mm. The shit that people tweet, I'm like, did you just like... Did you just lose your mind?
Did you know Johnny Depp's not going to be in the new... Was it Fantastic Beasts?
Why?
It's complicated. It's actually not complicated. I'm going to break it down in one small phrase or segment. Sentence. Words.
People's.
Johnny Depp
places.
Was accused of hitting and abusing his wife.
Oh, yeah. Didn't happen.
Didn't happen. Turns out she was actually
a crazy bitch.
The abuser and was manipulating, and there's recordings of it.
Yeah.
Court decided.
And the love of his life, Winona Ryder, fought for him in court. I love him. I love both of them. I wish they
I
would
know,
get back
they're
together.
the best. They're the best.
I really like looking at old photos of them.